What did you text me? I don't know. I don't know. I looked at it and didn't process it.
It was there. No, I think it was for
So you just spearhead it? Do you want to ask people to come and call it again? Because I have just like a bunch of meetings in the morning, then I have 2 labs, so I'm just like literally not. And just encourage people to fill out the ballot. That's literally all we need to do. We can have the flyers there.
Our weekly meeting has started. Roll call and approval of proxies.
Colorado. Archer.
Here.
Hance.
Here.
Hernandez. Fink.
Here.
Carter.
Here.
Yerke. Here. Keel.
Here.
Leonard.
Here.
Lindworm.
Here.
Lockwood.
Here.
Allen.
Here.
Knight.
Here.
Nedved.
Here.
Hillen.
Here.
Sackler.
Here.
Schock.
Here.
Seekman.
Here.
Smith.
Here.
Tone.
In attendance.
Weed.
Here.
Winter.
Here.
We have one, Mr. President.
I love it. Approval of the agenda that was sent out. There's been one addition. We do have senators we're going to be swearing in for junior positions today. That's the only addition to the agenda that was sent out, though. So, all in favor of approving the agenda, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed. Agenda approved. The minutes were sent out very late, I hear. I hope that everybody had a chance to review them or has confidence in approving them. All in favor of approving the minutes?
There were 2 edits that I made.
What were the
Just some things around on top and removed a name of a senator who's no longer serving and had a name back of a senator who is actually serving.
Okay, I love it. All in favor of approving those minutes, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Minutes approved. We have no open floor guests. We have no unfinished old business. We do vote for no new business. Could the 2 junior senators please come up to secretary and we'll do your oath. The way the oath works is there's going to be an I and then state your name section. So, oh yeah, no, actually, I lied about this. I'm going to really quickly review that I have to have read. Go to the resolution. S20. Yeah, okay, so resolution number 23, friendly amendment 24S020. 24th January 2024, originated by myself and VP Lewis. Presented by myself, whereas 2 current openings exist for junior class senators, and whereas Assistant President and Vice President, who were candidates to represent junior students with S9s, and therefore be resolved by the majority vote of the SA Senate and the signature of the SA President that for the 2023-2024 term, Cole Stanek and Tyler Captain be affirmed to the positions of junior senator. Any motions?
Motion to suspend the rules.
Any other motions?
Motion.
Do we have to do a roll call?
No.
Okay. We do have to do a roll call to. Anybody opposed to suspend the rules? Okay. Suspend the rules has passed. Now we're going to vote. Now we're going to vote.
All right, roll call vote. Arape.
Aye.
Archer.
Aye.
Hance.
Aye.
Fink.
Aye.
Carter. Yerke. Keel. Leonard.
Aye.
Lindworm.
Aye.
Lockwood.
Aye.
Allen.
Aye.
Knight. Nedved.
Aye.
Hillen.
Aye.
Sackler.
Aye.
Schock. Seekman.
Aye.
Smith.
Aye.
Tone.
Sure.
Mead. Winter. Motion passes.
Okay, if you guys are thinking about here, raise your right hand and repeat after me. There's a section where I'm going to say state your name. Just state your name. I state your name. Do hereby affirm. To uphold the office of junior senator. To abide by the Student Association Constitution. And to represent the Student Association to the best of my ability. Congratulations, guys. Okay, we sped through that so quickly because we have quite a bit to do tonight. Okay, so before we get into our open discussion about the address, there is some discussion about commencement options that we need to go through. Could you give the rundown of that?
Yeah, sure can. So the president's office is the one who organizes commencement traditionally. So looking ahead at not this next one in May, but the following one, December of 2024, the commencement is scheduled for December 21st. Not a big deal, but that's a little bit later than it normally is. It's just the way the academic schedule falls. So the president's office was looking for feedback from the group. Would there be interest in moving it a week earlier to December 14th? So you would be halfway through finals, or you probably would have had like 2 days of finals. You have the weekend. Commencement would go on Saturday the 14th, and then continue with finals Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. The one big caveat that I do want to share, if there is interest in moving it up a week to the 14th, our normal space is already booked by another organization. So we would not be able to hold it in the monument. What that means is it probably would be held in the gym here on campus. So kind of have pros and cons, but they were just looking for student feedback, and this is the group to bring it to. I saw a bunch of hands.
So, hypothetically, you could be a senior, say you're on the fringe of passing a class, you feel like you want to stage.
Yes.
I just want to put that.
Oh,
Because
well,
that diploma's empty
yes.
anyway.
Yeah, I know it's empty, but it's just, you can walk by and you say the degree. I just
Right, your final grades will now be 20, yeah.
Just to clarify, when is final day of term?
Oh, is everybody?
I will,
but
I'm fact checking.
Is it the 8th? 17th?
When was it, when was commencement first?
16th, wasn't it?
I can fact check that as well.
16th.
A little off topic or some topic, does that mean the spring semester is starting later, so we have that like same length of winter break semester?
The spring semester of 2025? I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
We are starting fall.
And it probably goes without saying, but I think the president's office is just worried, is that like too far in December? Is that too close to Christmas? Will that be disruptive for students and their families the way it currently sits on December 24th?
So my only thing is, if you wanted to watch people go off to graduation, you have to stay all day and then travel back. The weather is definitely a possibility there. But the other thing is, if we get on the 14th, then the senator stuff is and the seniors and stuff in the finals after graduation.
Yeah.
That is great. By the way.
Is there anybody, like, should know the rules for the next graduation? I mean, I'll be out by next.
Yeah. Yeah. So we would want to wait a little bit longer for them to apply for that. But I don't know if that's a huge downside.
Or if we wanna get it that way, we could just send it to any seniors and be like, if you plan on graduating, or you think you'll be graduating at this time, please answer this poll.
That might be a better way to get actually the interest of the people affected, than just us.
my gut said if that our normal space in the monument was open, it would probably be a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Maybe it'd be easier, but since it's not, yeah, I don't know how many people would want to graduate at the gym.
And we can eventually hold it maybe after finals. Does that weekend, like the last day finals, we'll hold it next year?
I think could do anything. It would just be a guess.
I'm not graduating, but if it was me, I would personally, because we had this conversation last year, I think we said it with, like, would you want to graduate in the gym or like the monument, because it costs a lot of money, but which is there's not as much graduates. Even though it's later into December, if it was me, I would just say, let me graduate in monument, because that's the experience. Like, I already worked for the degree, I might as well get that experience, and I feel like that's a lot of stress to put on a senior or graduate student who's graduating and might have a final afterwards, like, spend a whole day, or however long it is, focusing on graduating, and then being like, all right, mom, dad, let me go lock in real quick and go do something else. So.
Yeah, that's a good point. A lot of people's families fly in, and they want to spend a lot of time with you. You have to go straight back to study.
Is there any issue with this space, like, in terms of people? I know that winter is usually smaller graduation size, or is it just preference of location?
So we could definitely fit everybody in the gym, no comment. But half of it is just wood bleachers, you know. So just want to be realistic about that. Senator Alarape brought up the point of we had this discussion recently about should we look at saving money or whatever and not have it on campus. One of my concerns with having the winter one in Monument was, are we going to fill the space? And I would say on December 16th, the whole lower area, 80% was full. It was great. We had a lot of people show up. So that answered that concern. That's a separate conversation. Okay. Sounds like polling the seniors.
I think that that's a better way to get how much they get from our for our freshman seniors. I think that's probably a better way to get it.
All right, thank you. I'll pass this all along.
All right, so next up on our open discussion section is discussing shed attendance. So some of you may have received an email that came from my vice president's account discussing attendance at shed. We had chosen a number of people to attend, given the opportunity for it, and we actually had a large number of people that would not be able to attend that responded to that email and said no. So just out of pure curiosity for who is actually able and willing to attend shed, I'm going to send around a piece of paper. Please, if you are willing and able, no question, want to attend shed, put down your name and your student ID number on here.
Can we clarify the timeline of when we're leaving?
Correct. Yeah, that's what I was going to bring up. So in the email I originally sent that we'd be leaving on Sunday and returning either Tuesday afternoon or Wednesday morning at a later time. And worked out. We received the final clarification that the president's office actually ended up scheduling shed or Lions Day at the Capitol on the same day as shed. They are both on Monday of next week. So they all fall during the same 1 day period. So we will be returning to campus on Tuesday morning. Yeah.
Morning, so we'll be back before 5 p.m.
Correct. We'll be back before Tuesday evening. So we'll be leaving Sunday morning, attending the Student Federation meeting Sunday afternoon in Pier, spending all day Monday at the State Capitol, attending the dinner for Lions Day at the Capitol Monday night, and then returning to campus Tuesday morning. Yes. Correct. So if that changes anything for anyone, then make that known. But I would like a list of those that are actually willing and able with no conflicts to attend shed to put down their names and their ID numbers on here. That way board can actually finalize a group that's going. So I'll pass around this paper and pen. Please, if you're putting your name down and ID number, make sure it's nice and legible, please, for us. And that's my big request. I want to have like a solid number by the end of tonight. So I'm sorry this has had to happen so many times. Do anything to add to that?
No, that's it.
All right.
Okay. With that being said, we're going to get into shed bill tracker. The Student Federation didn't actually provide as exhaustive a list as we had last last year, which is good and bad. With that being said, a lot of these bills are really specific to higher education in the state and are relevant. I don't think they're very controversial, but we're going to get into discussing them. There are 3 House bills, 4 Senate bills. I think HB 1113 did not pass committee today. That was the lascivious conduct on campus. Lewd lascivious conduct. So I don't think that there's much future with that bill, so we might not have to get into a deep discussion about that. But let's start with some uncontroversial ones, like the SB 45, which is the $6 million being provided to make a quantum center for research in the state. Any discussion on this?
Where was that?
It's more of a theoretical quantum center, much like quantum. Not necessarily super centered. A lot of that money is not going to be spent on building things in the state. A lot of that money is going to be spent on renting time on a quantum computer to conduct research. There's I think that's a flat $6 million. I think.
Yeah. I'm just gonna provide like a brief summary. So. Yeah. So we have. So if you go in the current meeting minutes folder, there should be it should be this Excel spreadsheet, and then it's all under bill tracker. And it should be under there should also be additional Word documents just to basically summarize all of the bills we have up there. So this is SB 45. Yep, there it is. So yeah, that's the summary I have up there. Basically, just to summarize the summary, it's that amount of money, $6 million, $334,000, for $34,444. And basically saying that they want to set up a center for quantum information science and technology, and if it's not used by June 30th, then it's reverted. Or if it's not used in the way they deem correct, then it gets reverted. So
this bill is specific to SDSMT. We have researchers that would love to continue research, and this would help us advance quantum, which seems to be a hot button topic across the country and nationally.
Do you know where this allocation is coming from?
It's a Senate bill.
they're all linked to the
Yeah, I have.
bill says just for
Yeah.
While Sam's looking at that, any more general discussion on this bill?
So,
Yeah.
I think we don't use it by 29, it would just go back to the government, not like the board.
Yep. If I remember correctly, the wording of this matches up with the wording for the other research centers created in the past. Not too much. One of the weird things, though, is that a lot of this money will go towards renting time instead of buying equipment or things like that. I know that was that opinion, even though we don't actually know what the position is yet. It seems like all universities, whether or not they're correctly related to this or not, are kind of in support of it. Of course, we have to vote on our actual opinion before we can actually have an opinion if it's too bad.
Can motion take a stance?
Yeah.
So we'll go to a roll call vote for this. If you vote yea for this, you are voting in favor of this bill, just to clarify. So, any further questions before we go with that? Okay, roll call vote. Colorado.
Yeah.
Archer.
Aye.
Cantz.
Aye.
Captain.
Aye.
Fernandez. My apologies. Fink.
Aye.
Harder.
Aye.
Yerke. Keel. Leonard. Lindworm. Lockwood. Callum. Nate. Nedved. Hillen. Sattler. Schott. Seekman. Smith. Stanek. Tone.
Absolutely.
Weed. Winter. This resolution passes. We take your stance in favor of Senate Bill 45.
Okay. Another relatively uncontroversial one would be HB 1022. It's supposed to be up there.
1012?
1012.
Okay. So this bill is to change the.
Wait, quick point of clarification. You have 1022 up here. 1022 or 1012?
I guess 1012 is also a relevant one. 1022 wouldn't fall into that, I guess.
Okay, so I will begin with 1012 then.
So this is to change the required credits to receive a professional counseling license in the state of South Dakota from 48 to 60 for anybody who applies for a license after July 1st, 2024. The reason this applies to us, it would allow our counselors to telehealth to students that are on co-op. So most states require 60 credits, and so by moving ours up to 60 credits, we can be part of an multi-state counseling compact, which would allow counselors in the state of South Dakota to be telehealth qualified.
Better access to counselors across the board. Any discussion on this?
Any questions before I proceed with this? Thoughts at all?
So I do have one comment. This already passed the first, what's the House bill? So it already passed the House, and now needs to go to the Senate. So it's halfway there, if that helps anybody's stance.
Or is there another hand down here?
I was just curious why it's already not, like, what is the con to it? Like, why is it already, why is it 48, not 60?
It would just be required. It would be harder to get counselors a little bit because most masters, the lower end is 48, and so it would just be, I guess, a little bit harder to become a counselor in the state of South Dakota. But most states require 60, so we are just kind of raising our standards up to the other states.
Any further discussion? Okay, roll call vote. Allerape.
Yay.
Archer.
Aye.
Hance.
Aye.
Captain. Fink.
Aye.
Carter. Yerke. Keel. Leonard. Lindworm. Lockwood. Callum. Hank. Nedved. Hillen. Sattler. Schott. Seekman. Smith. Stanek. Tone.
Why not?
Weed. Winter. Resolution passes. No, there's no time. We need to discuss 9.2. Yes. Which one do you want to do? Hey, what do you want to do next?
Let's go to 150.
Senate Bill 150.
So, very simple. I believe they established, they have the Brookings, so outside of, that's USD, right? SDSU, not that. Outside of SDSU, they have a bio research facility basically, and they need money to operate that. So the board of regents is just, or I guess the state is trying to give $1 million to the board of regents to fund that bio facility. So that's pretty straightforward. It's like the quantum computing one, just with bioproduct facility, and it's just upkeep of that facility. So a little different, but very similar. So, questions, comments, concerns?
Was this the same bioproduct thing we talked about last year, or is this one they had?
I believe it's the same place we talked about last year. I believe it's the same place they talked about last year. I think last year was doing something with adding new stuff to it or even building it, and this year
facility.
Senator Leonard.
So you said this is for upkeep. Are we gonna have to keep paying them for upkeep, or is it gonna cover a certain amount of time?
All the bills said was basically upkeep of the facility. So, that, I'm assuming that means just paying people who work there as well as just paying for it to like make sure it's running and, up to date and everything, so.
Add to that, last year they wanted to like add or build a new one, and that got shot down. So I'm assuming they were like, we'll probably just kind of let this one die out, we'll get a new one, but we'll just kind of manage with it. And then when they realized that the bill wasn't going to pass, they decided that they needed probably equipment or something else to make theirs better.
So to improve what they do.
Probably. I don't know. That's an assumption, but
There was no discussion of this from students. We don't know what other schools' opinions on this are. Okay, so that changes how we vote on it. Yeah.
can we also make the point that in the Board of Regents, for schools to get things like this, it's better that we vote with or against them. If one school in the Board of Regents votes no for it, then it doesn't have like the Board of Regents support, correct me if I'm wrong. And so
Yeah.
if we decide to vote no on this and say South Dakota School of Science and Technology needs something, we might not get it because the school could have like, be like, well, you didn't vote yes for us, so why would we vote yes for you? So some of these bills, that's not something that we mentioned, but some of these bills, you pass more, it's not for us, but it's for hopefully creating a good relationship with the other schools so that if we need something in the future, we have that.
Exactly what he said. With that being said, I don't think anybody's trying to, spend money stupidly. I think we all don't want to just spend money out of the lawsuit. But if something helps higher education, in order for StuFed to actually have a position on it, there has to be unanimous agreement amongst all the universities. So a no vote from us would stop StuFed from being able to take a positive opinion on this in the Capitol.
Yeah, no, but just quickly, and it says in here, so if this is approved, money goes to the Board of Regents, Nate Lucas, Executive Director, would be responsible for approving the vouchers, and then the state auditor is also watching that, and then similar to the bill, anything that's not spent by a certain time will be referred to the fund.
Senator Reed.
Motion to take in favor of Senate Bill 150.
All right. Motioning aye on this is taking a stance in favor of Senate Bill 150. Roll call vote. Alarape.
Aye.
Archer.
Aye.
Cantz.
Aye.
Captain.
Aye.
Fink.
Aye.
Carter. Durkee. Keel.
Aye.
Leonard.
Abstain.
Lindworm. Lockwood.
Aye.
McCallum.
Aye.
Knight. Nedved.
Aye.
Hilling.
Aye.
Sadler.
Aye.
Schock. Seekman.
Aye.
Smith. Stanek.
Aye.
Tone.
Roger.
Lee. Winter. Resolution passes.
Okay, great. This is HB 1022. HB 1022 is focused on appropriating $6 million from the general fund to the Department of Education, specifically to provide professional development and continued education courses on the subject of literacy to educators in the state. I think that there are multiple angles of this bill that affect us. The first being being able to read is good. Literacy is going down across the country and in South Dakota. The second being the quality and ability of high school students who are heading into college. We can already see the statistics and the incoming wave of people with far below the average or expected reading levels that are going to be in college in 2025. And it's going to be worse if we don't have good teachers across the state. I think that this is an okay way of specifically targeting that issue, but any discussion would be great.
Where would the money be going once it's given to the Department of Education?
Yeah, so my understanding of this from our discussion with Student Federation is that a lot of the funding would essentially be used to pay for courses for teachers. So at the end of the day, that funding might go to universities that provide the continuing learning courses, or it might go to out-of-state universities that provide approved continuing learning courses, things like that.
So there's no specifications for colleges?
No, not one I feel. Just not college. Well, the literacy teaching wouldn't be for teachers who are teaching college students. It would be for, yeah.
Senator Maynard.
So you're saying this is mostly to go to provide these courses that are teach literacy? My only hesitation with that is from a personal experience. I know like my high school gave their teachers money that, and then they sent them to Hawaii and San Francisco, and it was vacation. This
Yes.
wasn't actually proper education. It was vacation for teachers.
You know, I agree with continued learning. Sometimes it's easy. It's a requirement, I think, in the state to complete these courses to continue your employment. And I think that if we can offer a better course design that's specifically focused on literacy would help everybody. But I agree with you. If you're going to use the funds, you're going to use the funds.
Just to clarify, these funds are used like for classes for some teachers that already have their degree and already have jobs. Continue their education,
Yes.
not in for the additional.
Yep. Professional development is probably the best term.
Senator Smith.
Is this along the lines of what Governor Mill was discussing with phonetics, or is it just general literacy?
Okay, so I would assume that would fall underneath this maybe, but this does not specifically discuss anything other than literacy. Yeah, so this is much more blanket, much less specific.
Motion takes approval.
Okay, motion to take a stance in approval. A yea here is in favor of House Bill 1022. Roll call vote. Colorado.
Yay.
Archer.
Aye.
Cantz.
Aye.
Captain.
Aye.
Fink.
Aye.
Carter. Yerke. Keel.
Aye.
Leonard. Lindrum. Lockwood.
Aye.
McCallum. Knight. Nedved. Hilling. Sattler. Schock. Seekman. Smith. Stanek. Tome. Lee. Winter. This resolution passes.
Just to clarify, if we abstain on one of these,
Which we are allowed to do.
can StuFed still keep listening to the paper up if we're abstaining, or that still cuts them off?
If we don't come to a final decision, StuFed in theory, if we vote to take a position when we're at StuFed, because we still have to vote to take a position. If we vote with that, we are bound by our abstention here. If we don't, if we specifically don't, approve it here, then we're bound by that. We're bound either way. If we abstain, we're not necessarily bound. So some further discussion can occur. But I'd rather not have to vote on something that we don't have an opinion on, in my opinion. I'd rather always have an opinion on.
PR, where would you like to go next?
Let's do 1049.
So, South Dakota Board of Regents is requesting authorization to accept and use easement proceeds for the design, renovation, and construction of an addition of health services at Black Hills State University. building renovation will take place in the city of Rapid City, South Dakota, so Black Hills State has a division here, and it'll take place there. The money will be used from a special fund created by the 2022 Session Laws Chapter 198, and the board will be allowed to accept grants for this as well.
Yeah. Any discussion?
How much money do they want?
It's not specified, they specifically just want to be able to accept and use easement proceeds.
Senator Leonard.
What are
Stand by.
So I don't know exactly what SE is.
It's like housing.
Yeah, but I
Like
don't
you
know
could
if
sell
what they call it in proceed would be the sale of land.
So it's like they can sell whatever's on there, take that money. Okay. It's kind of what it seems like. I mean,
Senator Archer.
So, just talking with some pre-med majors that I originally know, they, like at our school, they just seem confused why BH is building a, or I guess Black Hills State University is building a pre-health kind of oriented facility out in Rapid City, considering that mine does offer the program already. So I think there's some confusion among some pre-health majors about that, from what I've seen.
Senator.
Is there a reason why they want to do Rapid City and not in their main town?
I don't think that was discussed in the bill.
It's not, the bill's actually super short, they just got reforms that. Easement proceeds seem to be taxes based on easements.
Senator Tom.
Do we have the facilities here then to do it? You said.
I think that there's already a PH health center in Rapid City.
Nursing students are there?
Yeah.
But not pre-med, it's nursing.
yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Doctor or nurse.
Senator Leonard.
I wanted to go with what Senator Archer saying. We have pre-med facilities, and I feel like we're taking away from possible students we have. I know it's the same location.
I think it would be good to hear more once we get to speak up before it goes.
Right.
So can we just,
We can not vote on this, and we can discuss it more. Yeah.
So we need a motion to table it here, seconded, and then it's all in favor, aye or nay, so. Okay, so all in favor of tabling House Bill 1049, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay.
Bill table.
GR, where would you like to go next?
Let's go to Senate Bill number 1.
Short and sweet like that, huh?
Yep.
Okay, I have to make a comment, seriously, a text file?
You made
Are you
this.
kidding? Oh. Have fun with that, friends. No.
All right, so Senate Bill 1, introduced by Senator Rowland of the Republican Party. This bill seeks to expand what employees at board regions and institutions are eligible for tuition benefits. It removes the requirement that college courses be required for employment with the institution, whether as a condition of employment or maintain a certification there. To get the reduced tuition benefit, also adds school counselors to the list of eligible roles, which was previously just teachers and vocational instructors. And then this tuition benefit is 50% of the tuition paid by the board of regents to the institution, not just forgiven by the institution. And that comes under some conditions. Any questions?
Senator Flynn.
This goes for graduate students or 25?
There's no chance. I'll tell you what, there's no chance to make it easier for us. We're not actually employees, we get awards, which means that we don't get any benefits at all.
so who does?
Teachers, vocational instructors, and hopefully counselors if it's been.
Do this teachers at like any level in South Dakota or just at
Board of Regents.
Board of Regents? Like,
Board of Regents. I interpreted it as state K-12, not Board of Regents.
Oh.
So maybe we want to double check that.
I will double check right now. SB1.
Senator Leonard.
I'd just like to point out, so it is removing the requirement that, so it's amending what was already there, that they do give partial tuition, but they were only giving it to teachers and vocational instructors who were required to take further college courses to maintain a certificate or degree. So this is saying that they will now pay for optional courses.
This kind of goes in part with the $6 million award for continuing literacy.
Senator McCallum.
Is there an amount of money on this one? Or is it just?
It's just half. It's just half.
Senator Knight.
So like the $6 million bill, does that dig into that fund, like reduce the percent? Or, no,
Completely separate.
Senator Smith.
So where's the money coming from?
I'll tell you right now.
Okay. Senator Leonard.
It does say for a maximum of 6 credit hours per year.
Senator Wheat.
Section 4, Part 3 seems to suggest that another requirement is they do have to have this attendance for continuing employment.
Yeah.
So it's not just
I don't actually necessarily see where.
Dr. Jones.
yeah, so this doesn't cost any money up front. I think the hopes is that, hey, if we give 50% discount to more state employees, teachers, vocational instructors, et cetera, they will take more continuing education, right? They'll go back for that, which would then in turn generate more revenue for colleges. But it doesn't cost anything.
Yeah.
And also they would not be able to take a seat that's already, if you needed a class, you're paying 100%, right? They can't then come in and take that seat from you at 50%. It's only if the seat is still open.
Senator Seidman.
Did we decide if it clarifies that it is K-12 or strictly higher ed, or did we figure that out?
From this reading, it implies K through 12. It doesn't say that anywhere in here, but it doesn't say EOR employees, so it's primary education concept.
And I'm almost positive it's just state employees.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be like,
Yeah.
you know, Catholic school teacher can't also get this then.
Any further comments?
Okay, yes, you have to be employed or contracted by a school district or a Head Start program in the state as a teacher, vocational instructor, school counselor, who has to have continued education to be able to qualify for this.
They did remove the maintain an average academic grade of 3.0.
Yes.
They removed that.
Yeah. They did.
Senator Archer.
Is there a section in there that just basically moves that, narrows it down a little bit?
They did. Yeah, moved it from, I guess it's still there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I see it.
Well, they added a qualification that you have to have a 3.0 or better in any course that the tuition benefit is used for. So if you're taking courses that the benefit isn't being used for, that requirement's not there. So they added a clarification to that. Okay, any other questions?
So this is for basically reducing the price to improve the quality of teachers K through 12.
Yes.
But then it also eliminates the clause that they have to keep going into classes to improve themselves.
No, so I think there's a certain number of professional development things you have to hit each year to maintain employment as a teacher in the state. So that's a requirement no matter what. This is just lessening the burden on those teachers to fund those things themselves, I think.
Senator Yerke.
So the way I'm reading this is it would help teachers K-12 specifically, sounds like, get their master's program. I don't think that was funded previously?
I don't think it's master's, I think it's
So
professional
no,
development.
just, how does professional development?
You just have to have continued education. Yeah. Well, I don't know what for teachers, but like as pharmacists, you have to take courses from a specific qualified instructor every year to keep up to date on the most recent trends of medicine, et cetera. I assume that this would be the same thing, but with education topics.
Does say may attend and pursue any undergraduate or graduate course in any institution under the control and management of the Board of Regents. So it would be graduate courses, it just wasn't necessarily, but they're limited to 6 credits, so it would be a very slow master's degree, but it would allow them to work.
I think it's probably just like a rule that says like the main point is to get your professional development, but you could also be to aid in getting a master's.
5-year master's. I dig it.
If I'm understanding this bill correctly, the 50-50 program is already in place. Parts of it are just being amended.
Yes.
Okay.
Senator Archer.
I think it's also just adding school counselors to it as well, because I don't think that was in there previously.
I think it was specifically about teachers and vocational instructors, but yeah.
Yep.
Emotions.
Motion to stands in favor of.
Roll call vote, and I signify you are in favor of Senate Bill number 1. Colorado.
Aye.
Archer.
Aye.
Hance.
Abstain.
Captain.
Aye.
Fink.
Aye.
Carter.
Aye.
Yerke. Keel.
Aye.
Leonard.
Aye.
Lindbergh.
Aye.
Lockwood.
Aye.
McCallum.
Aye.
Knight. Nedved. Hillen. Sattler. Shaw. Seekman.
Aye.
Smith. Stanek.
Aye.
Tone.
Certainly.
Weed.
Aye.
Winter.
Aye.
Resolution passes.
What's next?
Where to next, PR?
I think the only, no, we haven't covered SB 29, right? No. Yeah, all right, let's do that.
So SB 29 is adding some amendments to the previously approved full in-state tuition for National Guard members. So before it, the codified law only covers South Dakota Board of Regents schools. This is extending it to private schools within South Dakota. The only difference is because South Dakota Board of Regents sets tuition, they agree to full coverage. In this case, every year the Department of the Army would set a maximum tuition they would be paying for the state, for non-South Dakota Board of Regents schools. And then just extending the section where they require you to receive your federal tuition assistance before your state tuition assistance to the non-Board of Regents schools as well.
Any discussion? Any dissenting views on voting in favor of it? Any motion?
Motion that stands in favor.
Second.
And I, for this case, takes a stance in favor of Senate Bill 29. Roll call vote, Colorado.
Aye.
Archer.
Aye.
Hance.
Aye.
Captain.
Aye.
Fink.
Aye.
Carter.
Aye.
Yerke. Keel.
Stay.
Leonard.
Aye.
Lindbergh. Lockwood.
Aye.
McCallum.
Aye.
Knight.
Aye.
Nedved.
Aye.
Hillen.
Aye.
Sattler.
Aye.
Shaw. Seekman.
Aye.
Smith. Stanek.
Aye.
Tone.
Indeed.
Weed.
Aye.
Winter.
Aye.
Resolution passes.
All right, we only have one left.
Remind me of the number.
11, 13. Before, who's going to talk about this? Okay, before he starts talking, I'm going to say this did not pass committee. So,
So is reading the sentence and discussing it then?
I think that this will come up again in session, in a different form. either this year or next year.
In the interest of time, can we table it or later?
We can table it after I say the quick overview. This is specifically about lewd and lascivious conduct on campus. It was a big deal last year. Everybody was afraid that it was going to severely impact things on campus. I think it changed a little bit of how we do some programs here, but it didn't actually change too much when the Board of Regents started setting new rules about minors on campuses. I don't think this affected us much last year. I'd totally be in favor of not talking about this for a dead arrival today. All in favor of tabling this?
Aye.
All in favor of motion? Somebody motion.
Motion to table.
Second.
Sure.
All in favor of tabling?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, it's been tabled. Okay, that's great. We went through our bills and we love this.
I will take a second before we finish our open discussion segment here to say thank you to everyone that put your name down on this list. I will be discussing with E-Board ASAP to figure out what our final attendance list will be off of this, but thank you for indicating that you are willing and able to attend today.
Do we have any other open discussion that we didn't already mention?
Senator Archer.
Well, I just got an extra sales thing. There's some unapproved posters, but they both go on the gap.
As in they don't have the student engagement logo on them.
So I don't know what to do about it.
I don't care.
Director Headley.
I don't think that we should.
Yeah.
We can talk about it.
Yeah, I have no issue with. Well, I can't say that officially. I'm not having an opinion on posters on campus. Does not matter. Any other discussion? Do you guys have anything you'd like to add?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just want to say, this is not about the GAF, but I would like to bring to your attention that part of the climbing club's budget has gone to repairs on the climbing wall. When literally across the hallway, a lot of the new machines are getting paid for by the wellness center. So I would just like you guys to know that we as a climbing club are having to spend our money out of our own limited budget to pay for repairs.
Are you guys all in climbing club?
No, it's just
You guys have any other topics other than climbing club you want to add? Anything that's burning holes in your heart?
So when you say it's going out of your own pocket, is that from the soap fund or is it your own personal money?
no, not like the soap fund. So I guess it's like communal, it's a club.
We asked just to clarify between a foundation account and a SOAP account.
Yes.
In the budget that was sent this year, was that accounted for, like repairs and stuff like that?
It was last semester, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, no, when you mentioned that today, I was a little bit concerned because that seems a little bit funky.
Yeah, and also like I don't know, I forgot who the head of wellness center is, but she's been very hard to cooperate with. So I'd
Yeah.
like just for you guys all to know that the climbing club is having to spend our own money to repair the wall.
Was there a specific reason told to you guys why you were the ones responsible for it? Okay, yeah, I was expecting not. Yeah. Okay, I promise you we'll follow up on this.
Senator Archer.
Should we vote on a resolution to take a stance to ratify our stance on the federal resolution?
Let's see.
Yes, we need to.
Bill?
Yes. Do you have something quick there?
What's its name?
It's, yeah. My name is Flash.
No questions.
Do you want to make it?
Yes, I do.
So, whereas the South Dakota legislature has proposed legislation that the student association sees fit to take stance on, and whereas the student senate represents the South Dakota School Alliance student body, and be it resolved by majority vote of the Student Association Senate and the signature of the Student Association President that this resolution be approved, allowing South Dakota School Alliance Student Association Senate to lobby for stances taken on the undersigned bills. Any comment?
Motion to vote.
Motion to suspend.
Second to what?
Motion to suspend the rules.
Okay, all in favor? Say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Great, rules are suspended now.
Motion to vote.
Second, okay, roll call.
Roll call vote, Colarache.
Aye.
Archer.
Aye.
Hance.
Aye.
Captain.
Aye.
Fink.
Aye.
Harder.
Aye.
Yerke. Keel.
Aye.
Landry.
Aye.
Lindworm.
Aye.
Lockwood.
Aye.
McCallum.
Aye.
Knight. Nedved.
Aye.
Milling.
Aye.
Sattler.
Aye.
Schock. Seekman.
Aye.
Smith. Stanek.
Aye.
Ohm.
Radio.
Lee.
Aye.
Winter.
Aye.
Resolution passes.
Okay, now we're gonna move past the open discussion to CFO report.
Thank you guys for working on the gas stuff. I know it's been pretty crazy, but the finance office and I know, PR, GR, SA, you guys all did a great job with it. Myself and the finance office appreciates it, so thank you. Presentations were scheduled for the 3rd and 4th, which is not this weekend, but the weekend after, if people receive the time when they would be presenting. They'll be in classroom building 204 East. If anyone knows anyone that has a problem with that, tell them to email me. Other than that, finance meeting after this meeting.
And any questions, comments? Okay, great.
Hi everyone, thanks for bearing with us through that. I have an exciting announcement to make. The facilities tour that we discussed with Geraldine Roberts last semester is scheduled. So, there is one caveat to this. We were able to get one time on Geraldine's calendar. So I really hope that you have this time free. February 8th at 3 p.m. Mountain Time. Say that once more.
I know, we tried.
February 8th, which is a Thursday, at 3 p.m. Mountain Time. I'll be sending out an email with where we will be meeting to begin this tour, but any student senators and anyone overseeing student senate is more than welcome to join us, because I know someone will be excited about it. Senator Sattler.
Did they confirm that the secret pool will be on the tour?
I was told we are able to see everything except for going into the tunnels.
I would assume that's a yes to the secret pool.
So we can see the entrances to the tunnels, but for reliability purposes, we can't go into it. So I will be sending out an email. I expect to see many of you there. I hope that this will be an exciting time to go and see some different places on campus. Next up, past that, this is more an announcement for the SA. But when Chris Pappas sent out his email this past week asking about student organization features on social media, I got sent a sign up for this semester. So hopefully we can get featured at some point. And then I cleared everything up. Hopefully we will clear everything up about shed attendance. Just remember, we'll be leaving Sunday morning, probably between 9 and 10 in the morning, and returning Tuesday morning, bright and early. So, yeah, you guys should be seeing some emails from me at relatively soon. So, what questions do you guys have? Awesome. I hope you're all as excited for that news as I am. So,
Okay, great. My report time. I don't actually have much to add. I think they did a great job today rushing through this, but also we give it the respect it deserves. Thank you for hearing this. Also, can we never have something like that in notes ever again? On a real note, we have a meeting tomorrow with President Rankin, and one of the specific things I'm going to bring up with him is a new policy that was changed by the DOR. Specifically, policy number 1.76, in theory, governs communications and branding. StudentEd discussed this ad nauseum. I don't think it's as serious as they were, as the university was concerned about, but it might affect us somewhat. So I'm gonna discuss that tomorrow. I don't think it's something we need to be concerned about, but if we do, I'll have more information next week. That's all I have. Any questions, comments, concerns? Fantastic. Moving on to international report. He's not here.
I was told by Senator Fernandez that I was
Okay. You got a report?
No report.
Graduate student report.
Nothing.
Non-credit report?
Nothing.
Okay, committee reports during the Constitution.
We have a water ski club ending, which would be interesting for finance. They would like to purchase a boat.
Do they need an advisor?
I believe they have an advisor.
Continued cost.
I'll leave it at that.
Any questions about the vote? Okay, moving on to.
Oh, sorry. Thank you. A big thanks. I want to highlight my committee. They did such an amazing job, truthfully advertising the GAF vote. We could not have had it be as advertised and out there and discussed as it was without their help. So I want to make sure I highlight their contributions. So yeah, the GAF vote is tomorrow. Encourage everybody you know to vote, whether it's yes or no. Please, if you would be willing, post the flyer and stuff to your personal social media and stories to remind your people, and let's get a turnout that is indicative so we can actually maybe do something with it. End of report.
Let it be known that our scribe's computer just died, so let's try to keep content to a minimum.
I will be going back on the video feed.
GR report.
All right, thank you everyone so much for getting all that shed stuff through. I'm sorry it took a little bit longer this meeting, but I really appreciate it. Remember that we have that GAP vote tomorrow, so encourage people you know to get out and vote. You yourselves, get out and vote. Yeah, we just want to see that go through. And then to everyone going to shed, let's just make it a good experience and everything.
When is the ballot open again tomorrow?
The ballot opens at 7:30 a.m. and it will close at 9 o'clock p.m.
Maybe I missed this, I'm sorry, during Senator Seeker's report. You guys have a table in the library tomorrow, correct?
TBH.
Oh,
Or TBD, rather.
that's you. Okay, never mind. My apologies. Continue on.
Any other questions, comments, or hearings? I think we're going to move on to USA.
So I have been sick all week and to get a table in my room to go and talk to that. So I'm gonna go to that tomorrow morning. But I don't think they often take people if that fails, we'll be in lower reserve from 12 to 4. So please stop by. We'll just be encouraging people to vote. Like some of the things that you guys are announcing that way, just getting people out to it. Maybe someone send an email to clarify where we are tomorrow morning.
Any questions, comments?
The two new senators are not here. Two senators are not here.
Any campus ad hoc committee reports?
We expect to meet with one of the people my IT for security cameras, essentially get going on the same thing.
Great.
We will hopefully be meeting with the manager for Spexo this week. So if you do have any complaints or hear about any complaints, please send them my way so they can be brought up in that meeting.
Kind of for SAC, which is the athletics committee, they sent out an email to all their SAC members wanting to vote for the GAP vote tomorrow. So that's
Anything else? Announcements? Wait.
Senator Weed.
Senator Weed, please.
No.
Any announcements?
I just wanted to say I appreciate those people showing up to our meeting. Not everyone was at the presentation presentation we had before this at like 3 o'clock, but he was there, for more than just block
Yeah.
timing issues.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to give him a shout out because I thought that was, he's a man for saying he was gonna,
Yeah.
asking about it, showing up and standing on business. So.
We had a fantastic show out today. It was lovely. I cried. Love the confirmation.
336 days until the Mr. Claus slides down that chimney.
Anything else? Hey, seconds. Okay, second. All in favor, turn and say aye.
Aye. I would have actually lost money. It's 6:05.
You had a bet?
I would have lost money. But we would leave this early.
Yeah, well, we